Well, hello people. Tim Greene here, and today $49.99 movie machine is going to bring to you a tour of Greene Acres. We're going to walk through the garden, have a look at the plants, explain the various processes that go on. So welcome to our show. All right, I'm standing here in my backyard, and behind me here in this white picket fenced area, that's where my garden is. I built this about 5 years ago. No, wait a minute. Closer to 6 or 7 years ago. I built this white picket fence, and people often ask me if that's where I have the bodies buried, and maybe. I'm not saying. There we are. Here's the picket fence. I have a little gate. Ooh, my battery's getting low. I hope I can get this for you guys. And then we walk in and we'll see that there's 1, 2, 3 on each side, raised beds. Well, they were raised. They were raised 6 or 7 years ago. The lumber has fallen far away. Okay, here's one of my raised beds, and in this raised bed I have, what are those? Those are gladiolas that Susan has planted. In front of the gladiolas, on the little wires, right there are my Kentucky wonder beans. And these plants are called eggplants, and they have junk. See the eggplant junk right there? And in there? And in there? So maybe we'll have eggplants. These are something, I think watermelon and squash seeds or something. This is a yellow squash plant. I have 2 big yellow squash plants and a zucchini plant over there. And I actually, if I get in here I can show you, I actually have yellow squash. It is a miracle. If you look, you see all the little yellow squashes. And we're back. Our batteries went dead in our $49.99 movie machine. Come with us now as we walk into the garden. And I was saying earlier, over here I have my squash plants, and you've seen my squash. And I have a tomato plant here. It actually has tomato flowers on it. But I have a pecan tree over my garden, another one over there, and an oak tree right here. So I really don't get much sunlight in my garden. And I've also, after some careful research, have learned that pecan trees and tomato plants are toxic, and the tomato plants will not work here. I got lucky with these, and this is some kind of a Roma type plum tomato, and I do have a lot of tomatoes on this one plant. And when these 2 tomatoes were on the plant when I planted it, but all the new flowers have done strange things. We also have ducks on Greene Acres. The ducks are named Doris and Daisy, and these ducks are approximately maybe 4 weeks old, right around then. They grow incredibly fast. It is amazing how fast the ducks. Now, many of you have been watching. Y'all know about my lead-footed wife, Susan. You may remember her from the $49.99 brake job. Also, I believe she appeared in the movie Adventures of China Sticks Express. Well, Susan plants flowers all around our yard, and now I'm going to walk around and I'm going to point out the flowers that Susan plants. Now, I may not know the names of some of these. Behind me, you'll notice that there's sunflowers. They're real tall and big, but the little flowers kind of dinky. We'll be tearing those up pretty soon because they're not doing much for us. Now over here, Susan has done an amazing thing. If you look, Did you see it? No. Buried in there is a bicycle. Okay. I think these are called baby's breath or bridal bouquets. I'm not sure. I believe that would be a bougainvillea. Okay, I don't know what this is. She just plants these things, but it looks like weed, but it's not. Okay, butterfly bush. She's also planted this lantana, and I told her not to plant lantana, but she did it anyway. But here you go. And that just take you back to your public school, elementary school days. And behind me is a pergola type structure. And I built that probably 7 or 8 years ago, before I built the garden that I showed you before. But on top of the pergola type structure is jasmine. And you can see it's in bloom right now, and the whole yard smells like jasmine. So it's really amazing right now. And there's also a fenced-in patio, so I could sit underneath there and smell the jasmine if I'd like to. I think this is a peony. Peony. Pumpkin. Yes, it's been there since Halloween, whenever that was. Red hibiscus. Let me give you an overview first. Okay. I'm standing under the magnolia tree that's in my front yard. I have way too many trees in my little yard. And in the front of my yard, there's a section of the yard that Susan tore up and ripped up the grass, and she made this garden area thing. And we're now going to proceed to walk through. Now I'm going to focus on individual flowers in the plot. We've got these red things. And then there's this purple stuff down here. And this red stuff. Those are irises that look a little aggravated or weirded out. More red things. And then roses. Lots of roses. We just had a lot of rain in the Houston area. We've been getting rain like every week for the last 3 weeks, several inches each time, which is a good thing. It usually rains in Houston, but it's been dry for a long time, but it all comes at once, so now everything's like really kind of wiped out by the rain. Thank you for joining us as we walk through Green Acres with you here, and from all of us at the 49.99 Movie Machine, we wish all of y'all the best.